I feel like I'm in that scene in I think it's X2, X-Men, the second one, the Bryan Singer ones, of course. Well, now did Bryan Singer do the First Class Next Generation series? I think he did a few of them actually, and they were really good. So I don't mean to say that as if the original X movies aren't great. They're really good. Fans of the X-Men series know what I'm talking about. But did I digress? I think I've digressed already. What I meant to say was I feel like I'm in that scene where the president, I do think it's X2, where he's speaking from the Oval Office directly into the camera. But I have an official announcement here. Now, what it is I just thought I'd make a video because it occurred to me that I stopped hosting my podcast, Searching for Political Identity, in early March after 4 years of hosting it, and it was a rather abrupt ending, and I never I've posted a lot about that on X, and I've even made a video or 2, but nothing that I've posted to the podcast, so I thought, "Why don't I just turn the microphone on and give my audience a 3 to 4 minute goodbye and post it to the actual podcast?" So, um, people who did listen to the podcast know that there's an official ending, and people who may come across it know that there's an official ending. So, what I want to say is that hosting Searching for Political Identity was the most interesting, exciting thing I've ever done, aside from going to law school, which was the impetus to starting the podcast. Going to law school changed my life. I've had the same job as an adult that I've always had my whole life. Um, Worked a bunch of different jobs in middle school and stuff, but once I started in the construction industry, um, it just felt safe for me, and for better or for worse, probably for worse, although I'm in a really, really great place now, so not for worse, but I really just played it safe for so many years and was just a construction site manager for the longest time. And eventually I got a little restless and I went to law school at the age of 28, graduated when I was 32, doing the part-time night program, which took 4 years while working. It was incredible, best thing I ever did. And in the final 2 years, or I'm sorry, the final year of law school, I took 2 courses in critical race theory that really fucked me up, for lack of a better term, and really changed the trajectory of the next few years of my life. So I found the material and the my classmates' reaction to the material to be very controversial. I've talked about it ad nauseum, but because I became so confused about my political identity and identity politics during that final year of law school, which was 21 to 22, I started the podcast, and it was just an incredible way to express myself, to to think about things, to process what I was learning in class, and to connect with different people and expose myself to a lot of different ideas, such as libertarianism, which I became really interested in and remain really interested in. I love the philosophy and the principles of libertarianism. Of course, one of the core things I think anyone interested in libertarianism has to confront is how to operate in the real world with such a beautiful set of principles, because you can't always act according to your principles. You just can't always do it, right? There is nuance, there is detail, there are gray zones in life. And so that's one of the challenges I've been experiencing lately, but it's all good. So it wasn't just though that I was learning something controversial, critical race theory, in law school and feeling not like a Democrat anymore. It was also the fact, if I'm being straight up with you, which I always plan to do, it was also the fact that I was dealing with my relationship with my father, which is really good, by the way, always has been really good. Too good, you might say. I was born on his birthday. We have so much in common. We have so much in common, believe me. Music, moodiness, um, a lot of our personality. Now it's taken me a long time to realize we're not twins. We're not. We're different, but we're very similar. Cut from the same cloth, no question about it. And I had to process my parents' divorce, which has been like going on for a decade, but I had to process it. my relationship with my family. It's everyone in my family is a great person, but it was a high toll of drama to cross that road, to grow up in the Escott house. So good people, good childhood, but it wasn't drama free, guys. No one's is. Yeah, we all have our troubles. We all have our troubles. So um, it's all good. But the truth is that I was not only digesting my political identity, I was digesting my relationship with my father. I was trying to distinguish myself from my father, and I think I'll look back on this period of time, uh, final year of law school and the following 4 years after, where I decided to vote for Trump in 2024, which was the first time I ever voted for a non-Democrat in my life. That was the whole point of the podcast was, hey, I voted for Obama twice, Hillary and Joe, but now I'm breaking free from, my father's shadow, and I'm seeing the world a different way. My dad's a very progressive guy, although he would say he's very much not boxed into any one political ideology. He's an open-minded, uh, deep thinker, like everyone in my family is. But I would say he's a pretty staunch progressive, and it just so happens that the last few years, between discovering libertarianism and Trump being so persuasive on the scene, with all the centrists that he attracted in the last cycle, including me, I've just became um, I've come to believe that socialism isn't the answer, that progressive values, while well intentioned, lead to bad consequences. And so that's just where I'm at. And so I've expressed pretty exuberant support for Trump since deciding last year, about a year ago, that I was going to vote for him. Now, it was only until Kennedy endorsed Trump that I was able to cross the Rubicon and say, you know what, I am going to vote for him too. And once I concluded that, I had to tell the world about it, because shit, this was my podcast. It was a real thing. It was a genuine thing, guys. So after 3-4 years of not knowing what I'm going to do and trying to figure out how I feel, I said, you know what, I do like Trump, and I've listed all the reasons. I've posted about it. You're sick of me. I know it. I've made video after video, which you can find in my highlights tab, by the way, if you're watching this on X. But I just wanted to hop on here and say that I know I've made mistakes along the way. I won't really get into them too much, other than to say I've probably talked about family. I probably used not only my relationship with my dad, but some other members of my family, um, as like a crutch, to as a narrative device to talk about my search for a political identity over the years. And the thing is, it's all true and all genuine and all authentic. So I can't say that I completely regret it, but I acknowledge that it's risky when you talk about family online. And I was not as thoughtful as I probably should have been at all times and considerate. And I do feel bad about that. And I apologize for that. Um, Also, people might say, man, you have become a Trump fucking sycophant, dude. And to that, I would say, I probably have um, fallen victim to a little bit of audience capture. There's no doubt about it. Now, also to that point, it's genuine. I really love Trump. I really freaking love him now. Now, as I say frequently, it doesn't mean I endorse everything he says or does, but on balance, yeah, I've really come to appreciate the way he operates. Um, so do I regret, trying to gain followers by, just being cartoonish in my support for Trump? Not really, because I'm still kind of blown away that I have arrived here at this point of voting for Trump and supporting him. So I'm still processing that, actually, in some way. And also, I think it's helpful. I think when you see someone who's made the transition I made and who isn't afraid to just repeat it and look stupid and sound stupid, I think there is some value in that. But to the extent that I have sacrificed my reputation or integrity, um, no, I don't think I have done that. But to the extent that people think I've done that, sure. I wish I could go back and maybe tweak my posts a little bit to be not as um, I don't know, deferential to Trump, but the truth is, I'm just amazed at the political transformation I've undergone. Now, on one hand, I feel like I've undergone a huge political transformation. On the other hand, has the landscape just shifted, right? The meme. So I don't know. Have I found my political identity? I can tell you that I like Trump. I don't like people being scared. I don't like people being nervous. I don't like people feeling like our institutions have been defiled, and Trump is not perfect. So it's messy. It's weird. But there have been so many lies. There's been so much distortions about the guy. What I said to people when I justified my vote for him, I just said, man, it's been so weird the last few years between COVID and the BS and the general BS and the weakness and deterioration of the Democratic Party. It has been so weird that I'm saying I'm giving myself a pass. I think you can give a guy like Brian Escow a pass, but maybe that's just me being biased. So all this to say, I'm done hosting the podcast. Not because I've figured out my beliefs on every single political issue, but because I think I've gotten to a point where I'm comfortable enough saying, hey, man, I support Trump. I'll support another politician who says it like it is competent. Um, they won't have to be 100% aligned with everything Trump believes. But then again, he's a pretty open book too, right? So have I nailed down my exact political identity? Maybe not. But I think I've exhausted the platform, the great platform. It was a great platform, searching for political identity. So it's not to say that I'm a this or I'm a that, but between the role change at work, which is taking up a lot of time, getting married in November, which I'm to my best friend and amazing partner, Alexa, um, and a few other things happening, all good things. I have less time to put into this. Now, I will still be hosting the occasional one-off interesting conversation. For example, I'll be hosting a guy named Israel Anderson. He's like a what do you call it? A alternative historian, philosopher, religious guy, archaeologist, who's going to tell me about the extraterrestrial humanity's potentially extraterrestrial origins. And if you're into the UFO alien thing at all, you might have heard chatter like, there's talk in the intelligence community. Why are all these rumors that something big is happening in 2026 or 2027? Now, people have been saying that for 40 years, apparently, but there's this buzz, man, about the alien. And I don't mean illegal alien, I mean extraterrestrial alien question. And I found that to be interesting because it's relevant to the whole concept of why I started the podcast in the first place, which was what is true? What is real? Let's operate in that world. Let's figure that out. And let's see if we can get on the same page about that. So it's in the same vein. Now, it won't be the podcast because I've shut it down, but I'll be doing these one-off videos that'll be posted only to X. So I just wanted to let my podcast listeners know that you can follow me on X to stay up to date with my minute-to-minute ramblings and occasional video interviews that I'll do, such as the one upcoming with Israel. Follow me at X, on X, at Brian Escow. And it's been an honor to have this platform, to have this back and forth with you. I know I've got some listeners now. I didn't blow up and, I won't be on Fox News anytime soon, but it never really, believe it or not, it was never really about that for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a huge suppressed desire to be the center of attention. Always have. And I did not feed that enough growing up. And so I've neglected that. And there's no doubt I want to be loved and liked and listened to. No question. But it's not the reason wasn't the main reason I started the podcast all those years ago. It was really because I was confused and wanted to learn the truth and where I stood. And that is going to be my goal in any one-off conversations that I have with people. Something about history or politics or technology or philosophy, something to make me think, to make you think, and with the goal of being to expand our knowledge and expand our compassion. And now you can't be so expansive and so inclusive that you include everything. I mean, that's kind of part of it too. You have to reject things. So it's not just about being open. Hey, I'm the open-minded guy. No, you need to have a personality and a point of view. So that too, finding who am I? Okay, that process is ongoing, and this is a bookmark in the this is the end of a chapter for me in my book. The book is not over, but searching for political identity is over. And I thought my audience definitely deserved this video. It might not have delivered, it might not have been the best video I ever have made, but it's from the heart. It's me saying thank you for sticking with me, for being interested in my journey, and for your support and understanding. I feel that however many people I pissed off and alienated in my personal life because of this, I know I've gained a lot more friends and followers that are genuinely supportive and appreciative of my honesty and my openness. So I would ask your forgiveness, anyone who I've offended, um, for any of my behavior during these last few years. It has been a wild time. Um, no excuses, no excuses. So I take full responsibility for my imperfections, but it's just been an honor to um, go through this with you, to share my thoughts with you, and let's say, don't be a stranger. Okay, don't be a stranger. I love how you just say you're trying to be all cool and you just can't even speak English. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. I won't be a stranger. And it's been, I mean, where I'm at now, getting married to the most amazing person in the world soon. Um, we've got 44,000 followers on X who are interested in what I have to say. This has been a blessing, and I'm grateful. And I hope you guys have a great day. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Let me know if you have any questions or comments for me. And have a great day. Okay. Bye bye.